Hello, everyone. My name is Marion with DTM Real Talk Channel. It's the channel that you can tune into, have the ability to listen to the thoughts of others about topics all over the world that touch every one of our lives. Everybody goes through basically the same thing. There is nothing new under the sun. So if you're going through, someone else has already been there. Maybe you can find hope. Maybe it's a pathway that can set you on the right road just by tuning in. So DTM Real Talk, just keeping it real. And if you like it, like us at the bottom, subscribe, and let us know just how we helped you. Just keeping it real. Nothing but love. Good evening. This is DTM Real Talker. We're just keeping it real this evening. And my special guest for today is Miss Dawn. Dawn, say hi to the good folks out there.
Hello, everybody. Hello.
Very good, very good. Why you got a little dark there? Your light in the...
This light is so awful. The lighting in this room is just off. I called myself turning on all the lights in this hotel room.
Where are you?
I'm actually in Mississippi and just relaxing and writing.
Okay, yes. Yeah, y'all. So we getting into it. Miss Dawn has already written how many books?
3.
3 books, and she is separating, isolating so she can go to the 4th one. Yay! I'm so sorry you're so dark over there because I can see the light, but it's okay. The message will get out. Okay. Dawn, tell the good folks out there. No, first of all, let me just do my thing. I'm so excited. Y'all know I get jittery when I get excited. So if this is your first time tuning in to DTM Real Talk, I would like for you to share. Well, like, share, and subscribe, and get the channel out to all your family and friends. And I am certain that something will be said that will be able to help you or someone else. See, and it's real. It's so real because we all go through that same thing. Am I right, Dawn?
Yes, we do. Yes,
We
at
do.
some point in our lives, we do.
We do. Something similar, something, nothing new under the sun. But anyhow, I'm excited to have her. I've been knowing her how long? 2 months? 3 months?
I think it's been a little longer than that, huh? The past summer.
Maybe.
The past summer.
6 months?
Yeah, let's say that. Let's go with the 6 months.
So I made a friend, y'all. We've been ministering together, right? And we be texting too. We don't have time to talk. But girl, do you know this is a very special month? This is the most important month of the whole year. Did you know that?
Yeah. Come on.
Did you?
Come on. Yeah.
It is. Actually, the most important day is in this month. It's a national holiday and it needs to be celebrated. It's my birthday month.
Oh, all right.
You knew I was going there, didn't you?
Come on now. Let's celebrate.
You knew I was going there, huh?
Do you do like me and celebrate the whole month long?
The whole month. Whole month.
I celebrate all month.
I actually have 4, I think 5 now. I got another appointment today. Somebody called me and said, girl, I want to take you out for your birthday. So I got 5 now on the calendar.
Oh, that's good. See,
for
that's
the month.
good.
There you
go. Good.
There you go. When is your birthday?
February 16th, and I celebrate the whole month of February and some of March.
Okay.
If you can't get it in February, we keep it going through March.
Well, guess what? We got to get together and celebrate for both of us.
That's right. Let's do that.
Okay, y'all, let's get on with the show. So, Dawn, tell the good folks where you're from.
I am from Marrero, Louisiana. I grew up in New Orleans, actually.
Oh, okay.
That good old 7th Ward, New Orleans.
Oh, okay.
But we moved to the West Bank, which is the best bank, as we all see.
Right.
Those of us that's in Louisiana, we say the best bank. And just living and loving Louisiana.
Awesome. So you have children?
I do. I have my son Malcolm is the baby, okay?
Okay.
And I have my oldest son Eric is deceased.
Okay.
He is deceased.
I think that's
and
what
then I have Courtney, Jarrell, and Rhea.
Awesome.
Those are my babies.
Okay. Anyway. Okay. Are we married? Husband? Yay.
I have no, I am single, currently single.
Okay.
Single, as I say.
Single, yay, yay. Yay, yay.
Single, and enjoying life.
Okay.
Um, living life, living my best blessed life.
So are you, or is there a potential, or is there marriage in the future? Do you see it, or you don't, or you ain't thinking about it?
I'm not thinking about it right now. I'm just
Oh,
focused on ministry and moving forward in what God has called for me to do at this time. And if it happens, I'm open.
yeah.
I'll just say that I'm open.
Okay. Okay.
I'm
Very
open.
well. Very well. So let's see. So let's talk about we've been talking about bondage to freedom. I don't know if you heard the last clips of the young gentleman by the name of Jared Kelson. I think you did because you texted me on one of them. His
Had
first
me
was my
crying.
daddy didn't like me. His second one was prison tried to break me. Had you heard the third one yet?
I haven't heard the third one. He had me crying. I might not even get to the third one.
Oh, you gonna get to the third one, girl. You're gonna be shouting up in that hotel.
Oh, oh.
I was crying too. People that text me was saying, "Oh my God, oh my God." I said, "Well, don't watch nothing till you watch one and two, because when you watch three, you're gonna be shouting."
Oh, glory, glory. Well, that's good then, because I'm telling you, he had me in tears. I'm like, OMG. Had me
Wow,
crying. Just had me
wow.
crying.
He's a sweetheart. He really is a sweetheart. Yeah, he really is, and moving forward in his life. But anyway, to you, let's talk about. So you said that your second son or your oldest son was
My
deceased,
oldest son. My oldest son.
and how did that happen? If you don't mind me asking.
Well, in 2010,
Uh huh.
he was um at a well-known party. I can't go into the details of the
Yeah, yeah,
party.
yeah,
There
yeah.
were some incidences that happened and things are sealed. I can't talk about that.
Yes.
And he was wounded at that party.
Uh huh.
He was in the hospital for 31 days. He passed away. And from that book, well, from his death, I went through, should I just say from the tragedy
Yes.
was birth a triumph.
Okay. Well, let's talk
Um,
about before we get to the triumph. After all that happened and he passed away, what was your feelings at that time when you got the news?
well, in shock,
Yeah.
disbelief, very angry
Yeah.
because oftentimes people think that we that are leaders in the church, we
Uh-huh.
have it all together.
Uh-huh.
And when you are a praying woman of God, we're supposed to handle everything differently.
Mm,
And I just want people to know that we, even though we are Christian and we are kingdom citizens, we hurt, we feel, we go through the trauma, we go through the drama, and we have those emotions as well.
absolutely.
So when I heard of him being hurt and in the hospital, and I'm taking a long drive from Slidell to New Orleans to the hospital, I'm praying and crying and praying and crying. And I'm like, Lord, don't let me get in an accident on the way to the hospital. Um, it really, in my emotions, it was just really a battle. The
So let me
drive,
ask you something. The battle, were you seeing that you are a Christian? Were you angry at on the spur of the moment at God, at
of
him,
course,
or at
of
yourself?
course,
Express that.
of course. I was angry with God, first of all, because God, how could you let this happen?
Mm-hmm.
I was angry because the incident happened because my child was at this party and he was in the middle of blocking a fight.
Mm-hmm.
And in the middle of blocking that fight, he was stabbed
Wow.
and he was wounded in that blocking somebody. And I'm like, okay, Lord, I go to the hospital, I visit the hospitals, I lay hands on the sick and they recover. They're getting up, they are coming home. And here I'm in the hospital, I'm laying hands, I'm singing, I'm doing everything that I know to do, but
Mm-hmm.
my son is still here and he's still laying there. So what's going on? And why is he still here? Why is he not moving? So I had become bitter. I had become angry with God because I've seen him. I know that God was a healer. So
Right.
Lord, if I know you as a healer, why are you not healing my son?
Right. Right.
And at that time, God reminded me that I healed him 10 years ago, because when my son passed, he was 26.
Okay.
And God reminded me that when he was 16, he had an appendix to rupture. And everybody knows if you have an appendix to rupture, an erupted appendix, that you have those poisons and the toxins all in your body, all
Right.
throughout the
My son
body.
had
You're not
one.
supposed to make it. You're
Yeah.
not supposed to live through that. And the doctors were baffled because they didn't see the poison.
Right.
They didn't see anything that would cause him to make it through that. And they were like, well, what's going on here? And God was telling me that I kept him then for you, on your behalf. And I just cried because I knew, yeah, Lord, I remember. I remember how you kept him during that time. And even though I was reminded of that, that didn't lessen the blow or the pain.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
So I made it through that, and it was difficult nonetheless, but I made it through that. But God used that time in the hospital, all those days, for ministry, because as I sat in the hospital, my son's friends, I mean, big heavy football players and
Yeah.
singers and all type, I mean, every walk of life would come in the hospital and talk well and speak well of him. And I'm talking about around the globe,
Right.
because he traveled and just did all kinds of
What was
trips
his
and
profession?
parties. At the time, he was at Home Depot doing something in the paint department.
Okay.
But he also was an event planner. And
He had clients.
yeah,
Yeah.
he traveled across the country doing that. So
Yeah.
he had, I mean, every caliber of person that you could ever run across, he knew them. And I mean, every walk of life. So I was able to minister Christ to them in the, and when I tell you, having them to fall in my arms, I mean, big people, I'm like, Lord, don't let me fall on the floor, because he's God bigger than
Kind
me.
of heavy here. Kind of heavy.
We about to fall on the floor. But it was really an opportunity to minister Christ to them, because I was able to say, now this could be you. This could easily be you laying in this bed, but it's not. And they were able to, I was able to minister to them. They were able to come to Christ. And I was excited about that, but I was still angry. And
Absolutely.
it, you know, um, even in the midst of my pain, I didn't want to pray and minister, but it was like, it was on the inside of me. So it was,
Yeah.
I
It
still
was
had to
in
do
you.
it
Yeah.
and go
You had
forth.
to do it. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, okay. So your son's passed away and you've had the services and all of that. Let's talk about some of those times that you were sitting at home alone thinking of that. At what point would you say you were kind of resting in the bitterness or in the anger? At what point were you doing that? Or was that just in the beginning?
Um, Let me just be honest and say it took me 3 years to accept the fact that he died.
Mm,
Even though I was literally walking out, planning the service,
mm,
people coming around me, loving on me, helping me with planning the service and getting the program together, the suit and everything together. It was as if I was having an out of body experience.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I was literally
It wasn't real.
walking it out, but I'm like, this can't be happening. It was
Yeah.
happening, but this can't be happening. So it really took me 3 years to accept the fact that he wasn't coming back, because he
Uh-huh.
was the type that would call me every day and say, hey, lady, what you cook?
Right.
Hey, lady, I want to do this, or can we do this? Or we would talk about something, or he would just call, just spur of the moment, calling, just to call.
Just to
So
call mama.
when I wasn't getting those calls, I would just think in the back of my mind, he's on one of his trips, one of the events,
Yeah.
and that he's coming back. But the reality of it was he's not coming back. When I
Right.
wasn't getting those calls every day, he's not coming back.
Right.
And
So I think I'm hearing a little denial. You were in a
yeah,
denial.
I denied it.
Yeah.
Literally for 3 years.
Yeah.
Literally
Wow.
3 years.
It's funny because a little bit of my story, but this is about you. I did that with my dad. I was in denial and very angry with God. So I can definitely identify with you. But yeah, so after that, after the 3 years, at what point did you, first of all, during the 3-year period, did you get any grief counseling?
I did not. Well, you know, growing up, you don't do that. Black
Yeah.
folk, we didn't do all of that
Uh-huh.
as Black folk. We weren't taught about that.
That was okay.
We didn't talk about it. We didn't know how to deal with it. We didn't know how to handle stuff like that. And then when I tell you church folk messed up in the head, church folk are messed up in the head. We've been taught some crazy stuff.
You all got issues.
Yes, yes. And some people, they meant well because they would come up to me, oh, woman of God, be strong, yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, Lord, the next person come up to me and say, be strong, I'm gonna find out how strong I am.
How strong I really am.
Because I'm gonna punch them. I'm do something, they're gonna find out how strong I am. And it wasn't a godly strong either. And there wasn't no laying of no holy hands.
He was gonna lay on some
Be
hands.
some hands. But they meant well.
Yeah.
And that's what made me begin to sit down and journal.
Yeah.
I began to journal what I was feeling, what I was going through, all of the emotions, all of the denial, just everything. And that's what birthed the book. That was the birthing of my very first book, because people mean well, but they don't have a clue.
Yeah, yeah. So two questions. You said something that was very powerful. So people mean well. Let's do that one first. So do you agree that oftentimes, more than not, that it's best to just be quiet and be there for the person?
Oh, yes, yes. And I have that in my book, that often that when people are experiencing grief, we're going through grief, and let me back up, because when we grieve, it's not just because we've lost someone to death, but we grieve when we lose a job, when we go through divorce, when we lose stuff because of catastrophic events, because we went through Katrina and Ida and all of that stuff. So any type of grief that we go through, when any type of loss, I should say, people grieve. Yeah. And we don't know how sometimes. We don't, and so those of us are people that claim they love us, friends, family, and they're trying to be there for us, and they're trying to find the right words. There are no right words.
No.
There are no right words.
No.
So I just want to tell people, you know what? It's okay to just shut up. It's okay to be quiet. Just sit there and let them tell their story. If they want to tell you how they feel, what they're going through 100 times, and then they see you and they want to tell it to you 101 times, baby, let them tell you that story 101 times. And you're sitting there in your mind like, now, you know what? I done heard this. This girl done told me this story 100 times. This is the 101st. Let them tell you that story again. That's right. Because as we talk about it, that's some therapy for us.
That is correct.
And it's some healing for us.
That's correct.
So oftentimes we just have to just be. And that's what I have in my book. Just be quiet.
That's the second question. That's the second question. So your son's death birthed the book. Tell the good folks the name of the book and
look, I have
because at the end of the show, we're gonna put it. Go, you can tell me, I'm gonna put it up there. You ain't gotta put, I'm gonna put it.
Okay, the first one is on the other side of Through There Is Hope, and this is about the process of grief.
Ah,
And um that one was written because everybody was trying to tell me how to get over what I was going through. And
and
I'm
they ain't
like, you
never
can't
lost a
tell me,
son. And they
you
ain't never
can't
lost.
tell me how to get over my pain, my loss. Did you lose a son? Wait a
Yes,
minute. Have you lost a child? Let me
yes.
just go there.
Have you lost a
And
child?
like I said, they mean well, but they have no clue of what I'm dealing with and how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
So I got to the point where just shut up. Please don't tell. You mean well, but don't tell me anything. And I was polite at first, but then I really just got to the point where I was just telling people, just shut up. Don't tell me anything because you haven't lost a child. You're
Right.
not sitting in this seat that I have to sit in to bury a child. So you don't know how I feel because that's another thing that's stupid that they say, "Oh, I know how you feel." And I'm like, "What? When you lost a child, you haven't lost a child.
Right.
So you don't know how I feel."
Right.
So everybody's grief is different.
Right.
The grieving process is different.
Mm.
And I would tell people, don't let somebody tell you how long to grieve or
Mm-hmm.
how to grieve.
Mm.
I had to tell my son it's okay to cry because you know they tell people they tell those
Boys,
boys,
men don't
"You're
cry.
not boys, you're not supposed to do this." Don't let nobody tell you you can't cry. That's your brother, your older brother. So it's okay for you to cry.
Yeah.
So screw that.
Right.
But yeah, so that was birthed from journaling
Okay.
everything that I was going through at that time.
Awesome. Awesome. So the second book, how was that one birthed?
This is the second book,
Okay.
Beyond the Walls of Me. That
Okay.
is a book of poetry. You know how we have this woe is me mindset,
Uh-huh.
attitude, all of that. We stay stuck in a rut forever, look like. We go
Uh-huh.
through things in life and we are complacent with where we are.
Mm-hmm.
And I allowed myself to be complacent. I really didn't want, it was like my son died and I was hiding behind the death, if that
Mm.
makes sense.
That makes sense.
I knew I needed to move forward and I wanted to move forward. I didn't know how, and I didn't really want to, even though I wanted to.
Uh-huh.
So I knew I needed counseling. So that was when I decided I took it upon myself. I said, I'm going to give me some counseling. And I didn't want the worldly counsel because those people tell you all kind of stupid stuff. And I didn't want any, I wasn't open to people that claim that they're Christians that's going to tell you all kind of crazy stuff either, because we have some of those people that claim to be Christians and they just as cuckoo as well. So I began to pray and I began to fast, and the Lord laid this woman of God on my heart.
Very good.
And I contacted her, I reached out to her. And when I tell you that lady brought me through my counseling, I did counseling with her for like 2 years, probably almost close to 3.
Yeah.
And she let me be me.
Yes.
She did not judge me. I was able to say how I felt, what I was going through,
Yes.
even if I had to say words I had no business saying.
Yes. Yes.
You know,
He
it
allowed
was
you to
a
be free.
judgment free, yeah, it was a judgment free zone and space with her. And
Yeah.
I was comfortable um as
Venting.
I talked to her. Yes.
Yes.
You know, because people will look at you, you are an elder in a church and you're not supposed to this and you're not supposed to do. I had no chains on the mind, the mouth, the emotions, none of that. She allowed me to be free. There was no cage, no jail, no nothing. She allowed me to be free. And I thank God for her because
Very
I
good.
was able to be free,
Yeah,
really free.
very good. So here's what I want to ask of you to share with the good folks. I applaud you myself. I'm going to get your books, both of them. And after this clip, if you guys would like to purchase those 2 books or one of those books, you will have all of the contact information there to do it. Are they on Amazon?
No, Barnes and Noble
Barnes and Noble.
online.
That's
Yes.
okay. We're going to put it at the end of this clip and you will be able to go there and purchase the book. But what I would like for you to do, Dawn, is to share with the good folks, mainly those parents or parent that has lost a child and has never gotten over, not gotten over, I want to use that word, never gotten past, because you never get past, never gotten past their grief. What would you say to them?
First of all, you have to really be honest with yourself about how you feel. And it's okay to be honest with God about how you feel, because I didn't accept the fact that my son died, and I did not realize I was angry with God. And I had to acknowledge the fact that I was angry with God, and I blame God for allowing him to die when I know that God could have healed him and allowed him to live. And as people, in our selfishness, we would want our loved ones to stay with us and suffer. Because I was to the point, look, if he got to live and be in diapers and have tubes, and I have to change tubes and all of that, I was willing to do that. If he was to be in a vegetative state, I was willing to have him that way. And God really had to minister to me. But the thing is to be honest with yourself about how you feel and acknowledge that. I'm angry. I'm disappointed. I'm hurt. Yes, I know I'm hurting. And then be honest with God. Lord, I'm angry with you because you're supposed to be blah, blah, blah to me. And I was having a real conversation. I call it a tough conversation with God, because all my life, I know you to be a healer. I know you to be a comforter. I've seen you move. I've seen how you heal others when I go to the hospital and lay hands on people and I pray for them and they get up. So be honest with God about how you feel. He knows our heart anyway, but we pretend. That's where the third book comes from.
Oh,
But we pretend, and God already knows our heart, and God just wants us to be honest.
Amen. Thank
And
you so much.
transparent.
Are you going to share the title of the 3rd book, or do we have to wait?
Yes. So the 3rd book, To Thine Own Self Be True.
All right.
Oh, I love it. And see, self-love is important.
That's right.
That self-love is important.
Yes.
We really have to love on ourselves. We are so busy doing so much, and we're walking around with this mask, living a facade.
Yes.
That's where this book comes from.
Okay.
Because we live a facade. We live this fake life. On the outside, we got it all together, baby. We got the hair done, the eyes done, our face, the little makeup on, and all of that.
Like my grandbaby saying, crying in the inside, crying.
Yeah, dying on the inside. We looking good head to toe on the outside.
Yes,
but on the inside, we are torn up. We are a mess. And we need to be transparent.
That's right.
With ourselves.
That's right.
We need to accept who we are, for who God created us to be.
That's right.
It's okay to be messed up and jacked up. God made us. We are unique.
That's right.
And it's okay, flaws and all. Get that inside together. God looks at our heart. He's not looking at our outside. Man is looking at the outside, but God is looking at our heart. And God was dealing with me because I started praying, Lord, show me me. The more I do with the ministry, because I started the group, There Is Hope, Grief Share,
I
to
think you
help.
have an event coming up, right?
I do, April 6th, yes.
April 6th, if you're in the New Orleans area, right? You want to talk about it?
Yes,
Go
yes.
ahead.
We are April 6th from 4 to 6 on General. That's a shame. I should have the address right in front of me.
That's okay. We're going to have it at the back of this clip. But anyway,
Okay.
talk about it.
Yeah, April 6th from 4 to 6. There is Hope Grief Share, and I do it quarterly. We're doing the vision boards this particular Saturday. We get together, and God just put it upon my heart to have the sisters to come together. And we started off encouraging each other, those of us that were experiencing any type of loss. God gave me a ministry of hope. Let me just say that.
Yes. Okay.
So it started that way. And it has grown to not just the grief share of hope, but the woman holistically. We
Okay.
talk about eating right. We talk about the vitamins and the exercise. We talk about the emotional aspect of our lives.
Mhm.
And I know that God wants us to move into the finances and everything. Hello, hello, finances.
Yeah.
So God is really, He really wants us to develop the
Oh,
entire woman,
yes.
so that we can really be who He has created us to be,
Oh,
and really take over the territory that He has for us to take over while we are here. As I always pray, that we are change agents while we're here on earth,
that's right.
kingdom citizens for God.
That's right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. And let me
Thank
just
you.
say, I am super proud and excited and honored to be called your friend, your
And
sister,
sister.
and sister.
And likewise.
We're going to be getting together. But guys, I want you to look at the clip at the beginning. I mean, at the end when we scroll the books, and also about the event. Write that down to have her contact information if you want to inquire about it for more information. But in the meantime, this is DTM Real Talk, and we just doing what, girl? Keeping it
Real.
real. We'll see y'all next week. Thanks for watching DTM Real Talk. Be sure to join us for more conversation. And oh yeah, don't forget to hit that like button, share, and subscribe while you're there.